The desire to be in a relationship goes up exponentially when I see violence against women and I see my own kind as being exterminated. This is something that women don't understand on the planet when it comes to passion, nor chemistry. A sense of chemistry, like, there could be an environment like where I am now where I'm attracted to a lesbian, but nobody else, because I think that I'm telepathic, psychic, intuitive, and that there could be some sort of genetic compatibility between us. Even though I'm mixed race, my dad's from somewhere else, I know there's a redheaded gene pool on my mother's side, and that she seems to look like, she could be related to them, basically is what I'm saying. Even though I'm different, we're not really all that different. And with all the stress from the news, I want to love someone. I want to love someone. I want to be at the park. I'm at the park now. And I want to make love at the park. Today is kind of a complicated period in time to have a child, but the idea of having a child in nature, if it was to come to that, this is like the closest you're going to get to nature for where I'm at. So I've had a lot of fantasies since I've been living in this part of North America, even though I'm from Portland and I've lived off the grid in Colorado, about, dating conscious, spiritual, local women, whether it be white, Hispanic, or Middle Eastern. Could be black too, though I'm not really attracted to black women, nor are they to me. But just like to connect with them. And I just want to make this short video for now, just to express my feelings, to document it. Hopefully somebody will receive my message in a bottle and understand why I'm suffering so much and why others are suffering. And when others are suffering so much and they're not spiritual, they turn to violence. Whereas I just sit here and I suffer, and my message suffers. And people suffer because they don't receive my message, because I'm not being helped. Whereas others, they become human traffickers. They become misogynists. They become horrible people. I'm isolated for no good reason. So the idea of romance and dating, holding hands, hugging, cuddling, these things are on my mind all the time. It's about healing. It's the same energy of going out and camping, grounding, having bare feet on the grass, having feet in the water, having the companionship of your own kind and your own people. It's like necessary. And when you don't have that, and you know that somebody else is suffering, also, it's even worse. We're suffering because of our programmings in our brain. Okay? And some people are lesbian, I think, because of bad things that happened to them early on. And in some cases, they have come across horrible, horrible people that turn them to the other side for whatever reason. They have the ability to turn to the other side. I don't think that I can, but some humans do have the ability to have a sexuality that flips to the other side because of some sort of deep-seated trauma, maybe child molestation, maybe rape, maybe kidnapping. And I think perhaps it's harder for a male to become a homosexual than for a female to become a lesbian, but I don't really know, since I'm not that. The main point that I'm trying to make is that even though it may seem really taboo for me to be attracted to a woman who's going out with another woman or something, there's a sense that I have, based on knowing certain lesbians in the past, not that we're, my girlfriends or anything, but people that watched my show in the past, that there's a connection that I do have with those women. There's something about me as a man that's different. And we'll leave it at that. But we'll continue to share videos along that theme. And so I think that there is the right compatibility between me and certain women, essentially. I'm also 46, so I'm feeling the biological clock, and the fact that I'm not connected with someone creates a deep-seated sadness. It's like time is running out. And I'm feeling very psychic right now due to the healthy lifestyle that I'm living. 90 days, no porn, no alcohol, no coffee. And we'll leave it at that. We can come back and talk about it later, but we don't need to. We don't need to get into all the nasty details. The important thing is that I've been trying to like overcome desire, because the desire hurts, and I'm a natural Buddhist at heart. I don't read my Buddhist book at home, right? But it's the exact same copy of the one that I picked up when I was 10 in Portland, Oregon, when I was with my dad on Hawthorne. This video is about sharing my healthy fantasies. It basically has a lot to do with spending time with the same woman. You know, I want to place extra emphasis on being with a woman in an open field, sexual or non-sexual, in a state of embrace under the sun, away from technology, and in a state of communication and eye contact. Okay, emphasis on cooking, hiking, camping, and these types of things. It's a full moon right now, so I'm going to pour my, creative energies, if I do have any, into this. Because if it's not going to be that one, because I'm not just fixated on one, but right now, she's the only one which I'm feeling any real soul energy about. You know what I mean? Like a soul energy, like that one has a soul. And I feel like, I'm very unique for a human being. If I was to be given a chance at talking to some people, I at least know, at minimum, I can inform them of things that others have not. I can illuminate them to a new level of understanding and energy. And from there, that's the place, that's the plateau, at the peak of the mountaintop, where I want to meet them. I don't want to meet them at the nightclub. I don't want to meet them at the dating app. I really want to meet women from my audience that are learning from me. I want to be a teacher. I want to be a dad. And I'm upset that I can't be a dad. But if I can't be a dad in the physical world, then I need to work on being a dad in the internet world and be providing information to others. But I'm in a world, folks, where I feel like I'm sinking in quicksand. I've got no one to talk to. I've got no one to help. And when you have no one to help, when you have no one to mentor, when you have no one to treat like a daughter, when you have no one to treat like a wife, like a sister, it eats away at a person. There's a scene from Conan the Barbarian where I believe she's trying to resurrect him from death. And there are demons. They're trying to prevent some sort of a ritual from taking place, from manifesting, from working, and she throws her body over his. It is so bizarre and weird because for years I described that is the secret power, the superpower, the real superpower that women have. That isn't necessarily being depicted in Hollywood movies. It's the ability to love a man, for her to love her man, to throw her body over her man, spiritually speaking, but literally, to protect him from demons. And that is, in a way, in a nutshell, probably why I have been trying to attract women to my channel and my work for years, because I need that spiritual protection. I need that love. I need that support. Okay, and it doesn't have to be physical. But when it comes to physical, yeah, I'm not going to go there now. This isn't probably the right. There are deep ways in which we can heal each other in healthy sexual ways with touch that are not perverted, that we don't do at all, that we don't even consider, right? We mentioned hugging earlier. Didn't mention massage, but massage is very important for humans to be able to help each other heal from trauma and PTSD, which lodges itself in the muscles in the back, like I do, in very difficult places to reach, that are seemingly impossible for one to do themselves, in the way that they might be able to masturbate themselves, to be able to massage themselves where they really need to release that pain. They can't. It literally requires two. And that's the major truth that we see in nature. It's the truth of the two. The two birds, the two ducks, two horses, the two dogs, two. Often two in nature, and that is what is under attack, the family unit. The family unit is under attack in the Middle East by the wars. The people right now in Lebanon, over 1 million are fleeing. These are families, and they're under attack from allies of our own government. Well, we here in America, they're showing us a woman be put into a chokehold so that we're numbed out to the images of violence against women. Yet women fear me. If you haven't heard that podcast, you need to subscribe now and listen to what I have to say about the UFC. There are many different topics on my channel, and there are ideas on my channel that are not being heard by other places, by other people. And right now, where I'm at in the Dallas area, there's a lot of bad energies here. And because of the bad energies here, I can't even find a decent man to talk to. So I understand where a lot of women are at in not trusting certain men, but a lot of it is a basic erectile dysfunction, being unable to be attracted to people that have morals and values. So I want to kind of conclude this podcast with my, prayers and affirmations. That I will find love, but I don't know how to do it with all the shadow banning. But I know being in desire is also dangerous, though. So I am airing the desires, but I'm also doing it with caution. But that's where I want to close. I want to close on the image of the embrace with a woman. And here I am in this metropolitan area of millions of people, where people literally travel to this park from other places. Why is it that hard for me to find love? That's the most healing thing, though, that I can think about. And I'm going to leave you with that, for those that do have the means to find love, whether you're a man or a woman. And so it makes sense, folks, that when we're being exterminated, or we're about to, or we're going into enslavement, or we're seeing horrible things happen to others, it's natural that we want to protect someone, that we want to embrace someone. And if we're not able to do that, like I'm not able to do that, then we need to find a grounding spiritual practice that we're consistent at. Right? We're not talking about Sunday school, but embracing, what works for me, or what I gravitate to, is a Gnostic way of life. It was recommended by my friend that I watch Dark City again, as well as The Matrix. And she bought Conan the Barbarian recently. Might as well throw in They Live. And then there's Adjustment Bureau. And that is a one that has a more direct theme about the others, or evil entities messing with human relationships. But ultimately, that is what is taking place. And it would require a spiritual warrior of some kind for her to even be able to be attracted to me. Because there's so much interference that's targeted towards the woman, it almost seems to be some sort of like an organic AI program. Like, the female human Earth interface. It's like, in of itself, is like organic AI in this like AI Gaia matrix. And I'll tell you what, that Gaia bitch doesn't really seem to like me. Or maybe God does like me, and or his rebellious daughter Gaia. If I have been single this long, if there are going to be great atrocities. Because if there is going to be a lot of things happening to women in the future, and their children, and the children of a lot of men, then it's going to be harder on me. Right? So I am going to continue to contemplate these things, contemplate becoming stronger, contemplate by not having those things. It's better for me, but that doesn't stop the desire. It's like that song from the 80s, I Keep Holding On. So if there is any power that I do have to create my own reality, and we have certain things that we have the ability to create, I'm not necessarily praying for a wife forever, or a girlfriend forever. I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm praying for just an escape from my current reality, to hold her in my arms, to look her in the eyes, and to have a moment.